All right, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Just a quick video for, for wisdom and staying away from your enemies, man. And Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10, it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." The so-called white man, they came over here, rape, robbed, murdered the so-called Aboriginal and black man off this land, and the so-called Indian off this land, the so-called Mayan, so-called Aztec. When we came out of Jerusalem, the Jews came out of Jerusalem, we were destroyed, killed, raped, robbed, murdered. And what happened? So-called white man has never changed his practice, all right? He's doing it right now to the Venezuelans. He's doing it to the so-called Mexicans, the Iscarites, and any other of our brethren that's in Mexico trying to get over here into Babylon. And he has not changed. Okay, this is what he does. It's not. It ain't never going to change with the so-called white man. Y'all have to get it through y'all heads. Y'all being made purified. All right, and y'all have to understand day in and day out. The white man ain't never going to change, man. He don't need you to help him. All right, he don't need your help in anything that you do on a job or none of that. Don't advocate for the so-called white man. Don't accept his persons secretly. All right. Don't be an acceptor of a person secretly, man, or respecter of a person secretly. All right, it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 11, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." All right, like I was going into before. He is not going to change. His kids were born into this. As soon as they're born, they are estranged from the womb. Okay, they're estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they are telling lies. Okay. Ecclesiastes. Oh, let's go back. Yeah. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith." All right. So that's just going a little bit more into how you are supposed to guard yourself around a so-called white man. All right. It says, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come near wild beasts?" And that's what the so-called white man is, a wild beast. And all these other so-called Israelites who are wicked, okay, and they're doing. They've been showing themselves to be wicked and showing themselves to be devils. All right, don't be taken in the fooleries of Jake that's profane like Esau, man. It says, "So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled." See, the one that go to a sinner, so-called white man, is the ultimate sinner and the ultimate proud devil, okay? But it says that goeth to a sinner. You see our brothers out here sinning and everything, you keep away from them, man. That's what's going to make bitterness rise up in you when you keep putting your dumb ass around Jake that want to be wicked, man. You keep giving them your trust. They want to be wicked, okay? You been taken in their fooleries, in their conversation. You trying to tell them the truth and just take you away from the Bible with all they trying to answer and go through all their questions. Look, they want to be a devil, let them be a devil, man. When you hear that about eating pork and swine, you say you don't want to eat it no more. When they hear it, they want to look for every excuse to do it. Okay, you read them Jeremiah chapter 10, and they still want to partake in the ways of the heathen, man. You tell them about Job hating his day, and and you don't want to do no more birthdays, but they still do. Okay, you can't keep striving with these chocolate covered Edomites, man. That's what they are. They wicked niggas, man. Wicked niggas and wicked women. Okay, it says, "And is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?" All right, it says, "For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry." All right. So the so-called white man has set it up to where your people, they won't help you in this system of oppression, man. If you try to advocate for them after being around them with all I remember we were supposed to be Israel. No, you see, they not going to strive with you on that. Okay. You try to speak up for them, People getting shot out here in the street. People getting shot out here in the streets by their own people, and then we try to try to give you understanding concerning that, and they don't want to deal with it. That's how Israelites just getting caught up with these sinners try to do. They try to appease to Israelites that don't want to understand, man. They giving excuses. You got to identify that, man. You can't go talking to everybody about this truth, especially on your job, man. You got to be wise, man. Wise as serpent, harmless as dove. Your family not even going to hear this truth, okay? That's what the scripture was talking about. You got to hate your mother, your father, your brethren, your sisters over this truth. You got to love this word, cleave to this word, all right? And be wise as a serpent, harmless as dove, man. Okay? If they get it at the end and be calling for you, asking for you, then that's different. But until then, hey, you know what? They might as well be, you might as well get ready to call them a heretic, man, because that's what it is. They got nothing but questions and folly, all right? So you don't just like you flee from these Edomites, you got to flee from sinners as well, man. They're going to lead you, to bid you to follow them in their folly, and then when all hell break loose, or you fall, they ain't gonna try to lift you up. They're gonna tell you how to get it according to this world, man. Okay, so don't get taken with that. Don't let the devil steal what was sown. Okay. It says, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in the heart imagines how to throw thee into a pit. A lot of your bosses and your friends or your parents and this, that, and the other, the ones who believe contrary to what you believe, which is this word, they're gonna speak sweetly at first, but then they trying to figure out how to overthrow your belief, man. And then the so-called white man just want to kill you. Okay. And it says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. It says, if adversity come on thee, thou shalt find him there first. And that's talking about the so-called white man. Wherever there is adversity, the so-called white man has created that thing. Believe that. It says, and though he pretend to help thee, he shall undermine thee. Right? So let's go ahead and go to Ecclesiastes chapter 13. All right, look. Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 3. It says, the rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threatened withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. See? Your life is going to be different than his. We are poor because and that's another video I'm going to bring out, but the so-called white man is poor in many different ways, man. Not all about money. The so-called white man that's a cop, what is he poor? He's rich in influence. He's rich in pride. He's rich in respect, okay? He's rich in, like I say, influence, right? He can even make things happen in that court house when he do some fucked up shit to you. He can make it happen in that courthouse where you end up being guilty, man. Okay, all rich ain't got everything to do with money. The so-called Columbus, when he came over here, he brought a bunch of convicts, man. He wasn't rich. He was rich with violence and madness and pride. Okay, you don't have those things. Those things was given to you. Even if you tried to, your people wouldn't stand. Our people don't stand together. And then on top of that, we didn't have devices to defeat the so-called white man, because that was given to the white man. All right. So the rich man have done wrong, and yet he threatened withal. It says the poor the poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. And the so-called white man to kill you. All right? He ain't going to give you anything. Look at the Venezuelans, man. Look at the so-called Mexicans. They got enough Mexicans over here working, so they figure, hey, we're going to cut this. Everything that they do is to destroy and kill the Israelites, man. It says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. See there? It says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak he will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? You see there? That's what the so-called white man does, man. So-called white man is a devil. What wantest thou? So what? You can turn the women against the men. Okay, what wantest thou? What? So you can put a bunch of jakes into these Bentleys and stuff, and tell us how to be more and direct us to be more covetous and wicked? What one is thou? So you can give me this contract, but I can't go and help none of my people? That's what the so-called white man do. What one is thou? It says, and he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice and thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Because we keep falling for his same bullshit. It says, beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in his jollity. Yeah, we call the proud happy, like it says in Malachi chapter 3, okay, and 14. We call the proud happy now. It says, if thou be invited, and we're not supposed to call the proud happy. We are the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. The Lord didn't mean to give, didn't want, pride is not meant for man, okay? But look, the so-called white man has bid us to be proud like him. And the Lord hate a proud, poor, proud man. It says, press thou not upon him, lest he be. Okay, so you get the point, man. Y'all stop following after your enemies. They ain't never going to change, man. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.